tying a few more fingers of that second hand. Second half underway. Iker Casillas in net, outstanding with a couple of stops in that first half and controlling the area and outside it. Arbeloa, Pepe, Ramos and Marcelo, Alonso and Khedira, and now Ozil and Altintop, who can push down the line. This might be one of the biggest games he's played for Real Madrid. Ronaldo and Benzema rounding out the lineup. Towards the spot on the side volley. Ronaldo just squirts it wide. 14th shot for Real Madrid. Only 4 on target. And Lopez has stopped them all. Villarreal, meanwhile, Mario, Zapata, Musacchio, and Oriol in front of Diego Lopez. Senna and Bruno backing up Angel and Cani. Ruben and Nilmar up front, and they have been dangerous. However, yellow cards will play a role if they haven't already. Las was yanked. Pepe and Xavi Alonso playing with yellows, while Mario, Lopez, and Ruben have yellows for Villarreal. So back to Khedira. His fellow German national team teammate. Ronaldo not that happy with Sami Khedira, and it's a break for Nilmar just behind Ruben, who hustles to get in front of Ramos and gets knocked down, and he will get the call. The linesman was saying no, but that came from the center official. Gets a nose in front. Wasn't much, but a good call. And a good angle for Marco Senna. '31-time champion against a team that has never won. Although launched to the big stage by Manuel Pellegrini. Laid out for Senna. The cross deflected. Casillas plays it safe and punches it out, and the rebound shot goes wide.
Not exactly the way they drew it up. It takes a wicked deflection here, and then that causes all sorts of problems. But when you've got that man to call on, Iker Casillas has got everything covered.
Lifted back by Ruben. Marcelo sends it the wrong way. Nilmar could have taken it, but smartly lets it go for the corner. Marcelo's had a few good plays here today, and a few that make you scratch your head. First corner of the second half. Here's Pepe. Got the bleeding stopped on that lip that cost him a yellow card just before the half. Senna launches it, glances down for Zapata, who almost fainted that it appeared at his feet.
He doesn't see it until it's right on top of him. Poor lad, it gets whisked in, and everybody that's supposed to be clearing it misses it, and then it comes onto Zapata. He's got no chance of adjusting himself to control it.
And it looks like we're going to have some action on the Real Madrid bench. Paradas has tossed Mourinho. Well, Aitor Karanka and Rui Farias outside of Jose, but it looks like it's the mister himself.
No, I think it's his assistant, Phil, isn't it? Yeah, it's his assistant that's been sent off. The referee's the fourth official there in the midway points been hearing stuff that he does not like.
It's Farias who handles the fitness and has for years for Mourinho, who is the one that has to go, and Karanka, the former Rapid and Basque star, in disbelief. It's not the official himself, Paradas, it's the fourth official, Simon Del Pino, who said that one of the magic words or something happened in the bench. What a strange, curious trip this has been. Even Alice would believe it.
Usually, the first time when the fourth official is hearing one or two nasty words, they can control it and tell them to calm down. So it's obviously been something that he's been trying to monitor, you would think, and giving fair warning, but he's taken too much of it and he's sent him away.
Marcelo's cross deflects, looking for Altintop, who follows through on the shot and clocks into Oriol. No intent, but the left back gets up slowly.
The ball takes a deflection on its way down on top, I believe, and it just doesn't carry enough through. He just drives through fresh air, reckless swing at it, and Villarreal gets his full thud and blunder.
Well, if Mourinho wasn't already bubbling, he is now 5 minutes into the second half.
Well, I've heard what was said. He's sitting right next to him, so...
Here's Ronaldo. To the inside for Marcelo. Cuts for the shot. Backheels it to himself, but Bruno intercepts.
Really joining in all this game is Marcelo, giving a lot of freedom up against this yellow team and leaving himself really high up, and Neymar still unable to really make advantage of that.
A few times early where he abused Sergio Ramos, only to be denied by Casillas. Neymar showed, but the pass goes long. There's the fourth official, Israel Simon. Pepe. The left foot of Casillas, which fails him for once. Like Mario maybe leading with the elbow a bit. Callejon, not sure why he's not on the bench. Maybe he doesn't want to sit with a pulled muscle, but he subbed in for Las and had to be replaced by Altintop at the half. Nice flip from Neymar. Ruben tries to get it. Angel battles for it, as does Khedira. Here's Altintop. Actually, a few games this year, Ray, where they had him playing at right back when Arbeloa was unavailable, and got victimized a few times, but showed some promise. Although this past week they used Las there, as Altintop has not seen a lot of action. Ronaldo sweeps it for Marcelo. Back for Alonso. Poked away by Cani. Angel back quickly. Nice play, Villarreal. Down the line, and Ramos with a tug on Neymar.
Yep, there's that space that Marcelo's leaving open, and the ball gets played into Neymar, who turns Ramos beautifully here, and he's off to the races. Well,
the gate never opened.
He's got a pair of legs, but he doesn't get them because of Sergio reaching in and wrestling him down. And it's probably the wisest thing to do. It wasn't correct, but it was necessary.
And a yellow card again. Fourth against Real Madrid, not counting their ejected coach.
Again, Ramos is only on this side because Marcelo is always continually leaving this position that you see him in there now, and joining in the midfield and beyond. All this game he's been pushing very high up. It's under orders from Mourinho. It's got to be, because obviously going with the three at the back here tonight.
Well, Mourinho, he'd be going ballistic on the sideline if Marcelo was AWOL without permission. Marcelo leaves it for Ramos. Slight touch from Ronaldo, enough to get it to Zil. Marcelo goes down, and Angel.
Not sure about this one. This looks as if it's a good slide sweep through from Lopez. The referee calling it.
Poked into the center, but again, another restart, and it looks like we might have another coach tossed. This is...
What, are you surprised? I mean,
I should be from the first 45 minutes.
Let's be honest, Phil. Real Madrid have made an art of this in that technical area, of really putting all sorts of pressures on referees and arguing with them, arguing with their assistants all game long, complaining. We've seen it for 2 years now, and it's never going to go away. It's the way they do things. When I say they, I mean that technical area.
Well, there's the word of caution.
You only do so much before you cross the line.
Now it's Marco Ruben, who already had a yellow, at least according to my count, going up and over the defender. Have to take another look at the book. And that one deserved, as he clashes into Arbeloa. 10 minutes into the second half. And on my count, as this shot squirts wide, Marco Ruben was yellow carded 19 minutes into the first half. And it looks like he just received another for that foul on Arbeloa. So, for Mr. Paradas, we might have an ejection that should have been that wasn't. If they can clarify that after the match, but more fodder for Mourinho and company. Both teams actually plenty to be upset about with the referee. Remember, it was Villarreal in that first half that should have had a penalty. And Arbeloa had a huge grab on Marco Ruben. Behind Marcelo, nicely stopped.
Great start from Real Madrid. It's first 10 minutes of this second half, they've really pinned Villarreal and really threatening more and more as this game's going on in the second half. Whatever Mourinho said and adjustments that he made, and certainly pushed Marcelo in beyond the midfield here now. He's really joining in as an advanced midfield player a lot of the times. Going to take care of business here tonight and come out with the Jets glowing now for the Royal Whites.
Through the fifth corner towards the penalty spot. Poked free. Nilmar giving chase. Marcelo and Xavi Alonso control.
Again, Nilmar just inches away from knocking that over the top of Marcelo, and he'd been one-on-one with the last defender of Real Madrid. There's certainly a having the torpedoes here tonight and really pushing on Real Madrid, looking for this go-ahead goal.
He disguises it well for Marcelo. Poke free. Khedira off target.
Said it. Marcelo has been giving all the freedom that he revels in, and this is what you get for being brave, and that's unlucky. He's so close to getting that touch right there that would have been setting it up for a real good pop at Lopez's goal. Khedira comes through and shanks it wildly wide.
Right. Seems almost unfair for Real Madrid as getting set to make a change. The Canadian Dutchman, perhaps he can strike the Dutch reference in a few months. Jonathan de Guzman loosening up. Right. It seems unfair for Real Madrid, but after they were beaten or surrendered 2 points to the brilliance of Cazorla, they were being questioned that maybe things were starting to fall apart after one game.
Nah, I'm not so sure about the one game thing. Against Real Betis, Phil, they were looking decidedly under weather in that game, and against the Russians, of course, in the Champions League, although they won 4-1, it wasn't a stellar performance, so I wasn't that surprised at that performance against Malaga. And here tonight, they're struggling against a team that's 1 point above the drop zone and still cannot find a way through. But the second half performance is really showing that they're absolutely hammering away now at Villarreal's door. Got to please Mourinho. He's been sent out with extra fire in the belly by the looks of it.
Two men in the wall. Xavi Alonso to the back post, and Lopez almost did not get there. Pulls his hands down at the last moment as it just sails high.
I really thought this was going to swing over the goalkeeper right there. Ooh, look at me, as if he got a little touch on it. Nope, very close.
Right, finishing up that point. If they drop more points against Villarreal, the Dogs will be hunting.
Well, half an hour left, still bags of time for a team like Real Madrid to cash in. But only got the one sub left, right?
Correct, having used two for the same spot. And a tactical sub that some might argue didn't need to be made.
Yeah. Higuain or Kaká, you would think.
We saw Higuain already loosening up. 60th minute. Here's Alton top. Out wide. Rolls it back for Alonso. Trying to get across inside, but deflects off of Oriol and out.
certainly Real Madrid pinning Villarreal back, or is it a question of Villarreal really dropping back out of purpose here? I'm not so sure if that's the case, and I think Latina knows it in sending in his fresh legs for a little bit more energy and industry. And danger.
Camuñas and De Guzman both getting set to check in. Fresh legs and players that are very good with the ball at their feet.
Sad exit for me. Canny, really wonderful, inventive player. Been overrun a little bit in this second half. But the first half, he was one of their best players.
And again, at least according to what we have seen from the stadium, Connie, one of the only players that doesn't have a yellow card right now. So a bit of a dice roll for Miguel Angel Lotina, who's trying to avoid a little bit of history. Ray, we talk about the times he successfully avoided relegation. Well, there are 4 times he hasn't. And Lotina has been in charge of a ship that went down. Well, if the submarine goes down, he'll tie the record for 5 relegations. Doesn't want to see that happen, but Real Madrid has something else on their mind. Trying to right their own ship. Ronaldo back for Marcelo. Back for Ronaldo. Catches up with it. Beautiful back heel. Ronaldo around Lopez. Absolutely brilliant.
Magisterial from Mesut Özil as well. Don't forget that. Magnificent from Cristiano. Take nothing away from Mesut Özil's majesty of the talent. Beautiful back heel pass right into stride, but then Cristiano's got it to do. Lopez comes out at him and he says, "Vámonos, muchachos." Beautiful ball. Look at this from little avatar eyes. It's magisterial, nothing less. Wonderful give, go, hocus pocus, bingo.
It looked like the pass to Ronaldo was too far, and along with the tiny German, made something huge happen.
Everything's split millimetre perfect. It's in stride. The balance, he believes that he's going to get it back. He plays it at an angle for Mesut Özil, and Özil just creates absolute spellbinding magic. Phenomenal talent, man. An absolute treasure. Barcelona were after him, you know, Mesut Özil. Barcelona wanted him. After the World Cup in South Africa, Barcelona came calling. And Real Madrid's gain, 16 million euros or 15 million euros, was it, Phil, that he cost from Werder Bremen?
A bargain. Khedira for Benzema, off for Altintop, who came on a free. Slides in, might have gotten the ball, but he also got Musacchio and wins a corner. A huge goal. Well, star players need to respond, and they do here. This is a hard-fought game for Real Madrid, and now with the nose in front. 33rd goal for Cristiano Ronaldo. Something we haven't really talked about is the performance of Messi. Put the Pichichi back on the table. See, from the corner flag. For Ronaldo, Zapata was there. Now off to the races, but Marcelo pokes it free. Nilmar can't get there.
De Guzman with fresh legs out wide. He should have found him.
Senna steps in.
Took something so ultra special to open up Villarreal, though, didn't it? I mean, it was an absolute pearler of a goal. It had everything. And the killer touch from Cristiano Ronaldo on the run is magnificent. And the pass into him, the creativity was really spellbindingly beautiful.
25 minutes left. And it has been a strange game. A missed penalty and what appears maybe has been a missed red card on a double yellow, but Real Madrid, at least at the moment, thinks all is right with a 1-0 lead. Marco Senna trying to change that. Joan Oriol to the inside of Altintop. Almost gets it back off the heels of Khedira. Guzman trying to split the legs. Down goes Xavi Alonso. That tracksuit getting a workout. Only the 16th goal Villarreal has allowed at home all year. Problem is they've only scored 21. Nice play, Benzema. Gil gets rid of it before Comunhas can get there.
Post open.
Launching it to the middle, past Khedira, playing it safe. Mario out for a corner.
Cristiano Ronaldo not attacking that back post and with good purpose there. Just hesitated with his run and was free, but they couldn't be found. And it has been a case of close but no cigar for Villarreal here tonight, and relief from Mesut Ozil supplying that man with an opportunity which was capitalized beautifully by Cristiano.
Whipped in for Ramos, heads it down for Pepe. There's Khedira. Not once, but twice. Denied spectacularly. Off to the near side. Gil back for Xavi Alonso.
Great ball.
I think that was Mario Gaspar with his heels on the line, denying Khedira's rebound effort. Nice ball, settled well.
In trouble now.
Double teamed. Holding on and wins a throw. For a second, when you said in trouble, I thought you were talking about Villarreal. Marcelo from the corner flag is the final sub, getting set to check in, and is Martinuccio, the newcomer. Ronaldo putting on a few tricks and gets taken down in a collision. Mario, one of those players with the yellow. Alejandro Martinuccio, an Argentine who made his name in Uruguay. There you could see Khedira appeared to be offside. But denied by Lopez, and then it was Bruno back on the line. Talking to Gaspar, wants him ready to move. Alonso to the near post and rifled out on a volley for a throw-in. Martinuccio, 24-year-olds out of Buenos Aires, really made his name. The Peñarol coming out of Nuevo Chicago, playing in Brazil recently, and now they'll stick in the forward in place of the defender turned midfielder. They know they need a goal. Martinuccio still looking to debut his La Liga tally. Benzema back to Marcelo and back to Alonso.
You've got to give credit to Real Madrid for not just the engineering of magic for the go-ahead goal, Phil, but as I said right before that goal, the way they came out of the locker room after half-time, it's really been like this the entire game. They've been pinning them back, and certainly Villarreal has been able to springboard a quick counter-attack, but it's always been well taken care of. There's been a lot more adventure about the white team in the second half and a lot more appetite about them. You saw it right in the very early exchanges, right from kickoff. Xabi Alonso's team looked sharper and probably had Mourinho's voice ringing in their ears. It's still got a little ways to go here.
De Guzman and Martinuccio. De Guzman probably should have fed the Argentine, instead gets triple teamed.
Great defending by Mesut Ozil.
And into the middle he goes. Alton top and Benzema. That goal by Ronaldo is 99th officially in league in just 91 games. Although now at 33 on the year, and the hat trick from Messi has him at 34. So expect Ronaldo to be hungry over these final 20 minutes. It might not be good news for Villarreal. Mario dumping it into space. We're a bit surprised. Has it been more disciplined, sharper play from Ramos in the second half, or has it been Villarreal unable to take advantage of Ramos as they did in the first half?
No, it's the players in front of Ramos. For me, the midfield's been a lot more pressing, going the other way, much more edge about them in their attack. And Ramos is really, along with Pepe, been, I wouldn't say observers, but really been not asked to produce too much. Haven't been under pressure. I cannot remember the last time Iker Casillas seen the ball in this second half, Phil.
Maybe as he walked out from the dressing room.
Yeah, it's the type of game second half it's been for the Madridistas looking on. This is more like it. Their road performance.
Ramos only as far as Bruno.
Got to keep the foot on the accelerator though.
Up next for Villarreal, a trip to Madrid to face Rayo.
Well played by Benzema.
And then Espanyol back at El Madrigal.
Nicely.
Into the middle for Benzema, but it slips through the Frenchman's feet. Alonso to the far side. Nice play, Alton top, and they'll retreat. Sociedad back at the Bernabeu. Then at Apoel in Cyprus in Champions League play, and at Osasuna. There's Real Madrid still with a busy schedule. Joan Oriol deflects, but Real holds on. Rolls for Alonso. Soft touch for Marcelo. Good play by De Guzman to intercept, and here's Marcos Senna. But Benzema read him well, picks his pocket, and then puts the money back. Martinuccio denied in the center of the park.
Actually put off there.
Arbeloa.
Arbeloa, yeah.
Looks like they've slid him to the inside as Alton top came in. Ronaldo with his left foot. Khedira wide for Alton top, the former Bayern man. Plays it back. More patience now from Real with that goal in front. But we saw it against Malaga. Forget about playing 90 minutes. Got to play 92, 93 until that final whistle. Will there be more heroics from Villarreal to duplicate Cazorla? I have a feeling they probably focused on that in the pregame.
That half-time really was a seesaw because the teams went into the locker room with Villarreal right in this game and looking dangerous as hell. And Real Madrid fans know it. But this second half, really, the Yellow Submarine have been absolutely bossing over it. It has been an authoritative display in the second half by Los Blancos, and if they can keep their focus, and it looks like they got the bit well between the teeth, it may take something of a surprise to draw this game level. I'm not saying it cannot be done, of course, but still, we'd go against the grain of this game now.
Nilmar has the ability, but again, as we talked in the first, there is no Giuseppe Rossi.
Yeah, and just following on your thought there, Phil, Nilmar had his chances in the first half to make hay.
As did Ruben.
Yep. And we said it then, you don't take those chances, man, against this Real Madrid. It's not just etched in soap, it's carved in stone. And he knows it. Disappointing performance in the second half.
It will not be done even if Villarreal loses here. I guess they have to be the benefactors that there are teams that are even worse this year. In for Martinuccio, calmly to the top of the box, but a little retreat needed from Bruno. using the referee as a screen. Now Senna.
Once again, that window of opportunity opening for Villarreal very, very quickly, and then closing twice as quickly.
Munoz had to retreat, and they never got another chance. Higuain will be the final sub.
Nicely.
Senna disguises it, sneaks the cross to the near post, but Ramos is there, out for the throw-in. Straight swap for Karim Benzema tends to be the substitution. Senna. Mario back to Marcos. Senna drags to his left, back to his right. Dummied through. Overlapping run and a diving header by Pepe. Good cross by Camuñas, but no one was there, and now a collision after the play. Marcelo down. Was it De Guzman? It is, and another yellow card. A never-ending supply. Did not appear to be much there.
Guzman definitely reached in a little high, but didn't get any contact on the ball or the player by the looks of it. But
so Kaká, Granero, and Varane, spectators today for Real Madrid, who have 13 and a half minutes, most importantly, plus added time to hold on for this 1-0 win. If they do, they'll know they'll at least be 8 up on Barcelona. So one advantage they do have down the month of May is having Barcelona play in front of them for those final 3 matches of the month. They know what they have to do. They're not a heroic effort, but Messi just too much. I guess you could say the same about Ronaldo and Brazil today. Martinuccio couldn't get to the end of that pass. 20th foul against Villarreal. Good play out of Aloa.
another player that we haven't mentioned, Phil, for the wonderful Villarreal. Sad as it sounds, that in this terrible predicament now, this scoreline holds the same as Borja Valero, another very influential midfield master, been absent for too long.
Khedira does a nice job to steal it, but then the pass forcing Altintop to retreat, and his cross goes awry. Out for a Villarreal throw. Well, it was Borja, and the addition of De Guzman that was supposed to fill the shoes of Santi Cazorla, but De Guzman has taken a bit longer than expected to adapt from his time in Mallorca. And Borja sometimes felt like the lone gunman out there. Played so well off of Cazorla, but when the spotlight shone on him alone, Villarreal just not getting the job done. But again, it comes back to Nilmar missing much of the season and Rossi missing almost all of it. Backing in, perhaps undercutting, but Altintop sees it go out for a throw.
I remember following Villarreal the way I do, because I love the way they have played over the years, and there was a spell of about 6 or 7 weeks, Phil, where they absolutely were decimated. I mean, they were having to send out kids, and Roig looking down, sad eyes. Wonderful Presidente.
Talk about how much Pellegrini meant, as you've pointed out on numerous occasions. Perhaps give more credit to Roig for the patience and the philosophy. 3 coaches in a year is not the Villarreal way, but that shows the desperate straits. Down the line, intercepted nicely. You just sense Real Madrid has this in cruise control. 80th minute.
Yeah. Oh, Madridistas biting your tongues as you say that, because, you know, Dracula can jump out of the cupboard really quickly.
Martinuccio. Alonso. Real bleeding the clock, looking for the opening.
Now, when they bleed the clock, does that hurt the fabric of time?
Might rent it just a bit. Nice steal and a chance. Back for Nilmar. De Guzman bumped.
Good challenge by Marcelo, and he knows it. He had to get that one, man. That's good covering from the Brazilian. Didn't look too impressive with the way defensive duties are done in a classic sense, but man alive, he had to get there, and he just did.
Martinuccio did a nice job stepping up, but maybe the pass a bit off or a bit too quick. But here they come again. Marcelo laying back. Little back heel from Mario to De Guzman. Bruno steps up. Mario, De Guzman. Xavi Alonso is back. Mario tries to cut inside. Marcelo poking it back to De Guzman. Not sure about that pass. Stepping up was Oriol. Play on. No. Changes his mind mid-step. Paredes calls the foul dead center, and Marcos Senna starts to smile.
Well, Mourinho doesn't see anything wrong with this. Oriol goes in.
The cleat coming up at the end of the tackle. And for all the huge things that Paredes appears to have missed today, he catches that one. Again, we saw Cazorla with a free kick in injury time in their last game wrest away 2 points, and that little kiss from Marcos Senna before he places the ball down. Four men in the wall now. A couple of hangers on. About 30 yards out. De Guzman.
Had to be special to beat Ica.
It's Marcos Senna into the ball. Bouncing it into the corner. He's done it again. Marcos Senna past Casillas. We are tied.
Brazilian-born Spaniard Marcos Senna creates horrific nightmare memories of his old teammate Santi Cazorla, who did it again to Madrid, and have done it again to the special one. It took something special to beat Iker Casillas here tonight. Iker doesn't see it around the wall till the very last second, and the bounce, as anything, actually beats him. If that ball is triggered in towards the net, Iker probably gets there, but the bounce is almost impossible to read in. He's been sent off for too much verbals at the balcony. They've heard it too many times. He's still complaining about the original free kick. I'll guarantee you that's what it was, and that is worth taking another look at. But that's the way this referee has been calling this game. He's been issuing yellow cards, and Real Madrid players and Villarreal players have got to know that any challenge that's going in, and if it's not dead on, you're going to get either carded or you're going to get a free kick against you. It's the way he's bossed this game, and it's proved to be the undoing of Real Madrid.
You almost wonder if it's a quote-unquote makeup call, because I guarantee you he was informed about that shirt grab by Arbeloa in the first half at halftime. But you also want to know, as this collision with Ramos down into Nilmar, and it looks like Ramos is going to get a card, and that will be his second. He's gone. And what appeared to be a cakewalk has now turned into a disaster for Real Madrid.
By Freddy Krueger standards, a nightmare this, but look again, it's reckless, it's wild. He's on a yellow card. and he comes slashing through wildly, Sergio Ramos. All he's got to do is put the brakes on a little bit. I mean, they know that this referee is issuing yellow cards like speeding tickets at the Indy 500. It's been that way all game long. And Jose Luis Paredes, yeah, 2 coaches ejected. They're not even on the field of play, and he's sending him off. And even there's a little Mesut Ozil's been sent off now.
Apparently, he did not have a yellow by my count. This is a straight red. Paredes is going to have some questions to answer, not from the press, not from Real Madrid, but from the Federation after this one. If he can defend himself, great, but this is very curious.
And it feeds the flames of both critics of Real Madrid and their wonderful supporters that there's something in the air with referees. Now, let's be fair, Real Madrid's had a lot of good calls from referees this season, but they always seem to antagonise refs, and a lot of that antagonising gets them calls over a sequence of games.
Well, it paid back today.
This guy isn't moving, and he's not swallowing that medicine at all.
4 minutes remain. They're down 2 coaches, but more importantly, 2 field players.
Well,
the
as
free kick
important
from
as that,
Senna,
it's 2 big points as well. It's just gone out the window.
The free kick from Senna has Villarreal tied and now up 2 men, and Real Madrid with no substitutions left. This one, as you said, Freddie is doing his version of Edward Scissorhands all over Real Madrid's title hopes. They still have the luxury of that big lead, but it's getting a little smaller as the minutes progress.
I still honestly believe there was no need for Sergio Ramos to go in as reckless as he was. Look out.
Ronaldo inside. Kept alive by Zapata and cleared away.
And that really was part of the big pot of fuel that got thrown on the fire.
Ball to Ronaldo, settles. Villarreal has to stay calm because you know there's the likelihood Paredes might equalize. A hook on a break by Khedira, and he's going to go in the book.
And this is a deserved yellow card here.
His
Can it be any complaints here from Sami Khedira? He actually hooks a player who's away from him on the run. He goes in and takes his legs completely from behind. A certain card, doesn't play any of the ball, no complaints.
Similar but more egregious than what we saw from Altintop on the foul that led to the free kick heroics from Senna. And as you said, it's not as though Paredes has not put his menu on display. The players know what he's calling, and they're still doing it.
There's no love lost between a lot of the players in Villarreal and Real Madrid. I remember when Cani, was it last year, threw the bottle at Jose Mourinho. Wow.
Now does Villarreal
I said,
go for the throat?
Never too late for Dracula to jump out of the cupboard, but this game got turned around a lot by just a lot of just dumb plays by Real Madrid in a lot of ways, but set plays, man. They talk about the great equaliser. Out of nowhere that came.
That might have been, let me check.
Got to be
That's
the
their
first shot.
Not even first shot on goal, their first shot of the second half.
Yep. No, there's no question, completely one-way traffic. It was up until that rash tackle that went in and was awarded a free kick. That was as much of a debate as anything that we've seen here, with all of the argy-bargy going on between the referee and the players. Was that tackle? You go back again and look at that. Was it a free kick? Nah, we've seen them given, some not, but this referee has been calling those, and the players have got to know that, man.
Let's get back to the scenario. If this score holds and doesn't get any worse, it's a 6-point gap. Barcelona has the home match. If they win that, they will have swept Real Madrid and would win the head-to-head tiebreaker. So they need one more stumble from Real, unless there are some heroics from the Blancos here. But it's all Villarreal, and the ball launched in, cleared away by Pepe. Senna goes down in a heap. Tackled away from Higuain, and Real with the break. Listen to the crowd. They've been asleep for much of the second half. Not now.
Absolutely been sitting on the hands much of this second half because they were completely put in a vice-like grip by Real Madrid until Marcos Senna produced his magic.
4 minutes to be added. That's the distance between disaster and ecstasy. Ball crossed down the line. Right now, Real in a bit of purgatory, waiting to find out what happens. 3.5 left. They can still win this. You don't get to be down near the relegation zone by chance. Ball slips in. Musacchio clears to midfield. Remember, there should be not one, but 2 open men for Villarreal. Alonso, Ronaldo, Marcelo. Against de Guzman, Senna pokes. Alonso gathers. Nice ball. Marcelo back for Alonso, pushing it wide. Khedira, out and top. Drives for Ronaldo, settles. Can't get the shot off. Down he goes, still loose. Senna gets tackled. And that's Khedira again. And you could see Paredes almost thinking about reaching for the pocket again.
Take a look at this when it pops free. Comes back to Marcos Senna. Touches it from behind. Great look at it from here. Doesn't get the ball, gets the player, and no yellow card. So,
sympathy.
Yeah, it's really.
Otherwise, they'd be down to 8 men. Senna wants to get up. He'd love to have another chance. Round of applause. He's the one that tied the score up and really lit the fuse on Real Madrid's self-destruction. Musacchio. That was close. Higuain saying, don't you guys want to win?
Just an absolutely astonishing turn of events. Talk about the game being put to bed, the way Real Madrid were playing and controlling every aspect of the game until one free kick and one piece of Brazilian bread finishing.
Into the handball, but that'll never be called.
Disintegration emotionally as much as anything. Real Madrid in too many areas, I'm sorry Madridistas, too many players losing their heads a little bit. A little more calmness was called upon perhaps, but again, strange events.
Now they'll have to go into that next match against Sociedad, a team that is fighting to try and stay above the drop zone without Ramos, without Ozil, and maybe without Mourinho. Although he'll have that little phone in tow. Ronaldo gets tripped up by Mario as the ball trickles across. And this might be the final chance to have a winner. 2 men down. If they do get a goal here, this will be worth a chapter of its own.
All the police coming in here as well, the security guards are all going to be locked and loaded down that tunnel after this game.
A little wink from Lopez. He says he's ready. Xavi Alonso from the corner flag. Out comes Lopez to punch it clear. Out and top, sends it back across. De Guzman back to midfield. And that is going to do it. One of the strangest trips through the La Liga looking glass we have ever seen.